Welcome to another reformer video. My name is Melanie. This is my friend Rebecca. She's back. Hooray! Today we're going to do a ballet inspired, almost a ballet class on the reformer. We're going to do a lot of work in turnout, a lot of familiar things you might know if you've done ballet before, but this is accessible for everybody. So ride along with us. We're going to start with 3 red springs or 3 heavy. We're going to begin in Pilates V with the heels on the foot bar. So your legs will be externally rotated, toes apart, heels together, knees separated, rib cage down, big breath in, exhale, extend the legs long, bend the knees, bring the carriage all the way in. So this is kind of like our version of pliés in first, not fifth. So every time you come in, you're going to close the carriage slowly with control, controlling the springs on the way out and on the way in. Making sure that you're pressing the heels evenly into the foot bar. One is not getting more pressure than the other. Pelvis is staying really nice and still. Exhaling as you extend, inhaling as you come all the way in. Let's go for 2 more. And next time you extend, you're going to come halfway home. So the carriage is halfway stopped. We're going to take tiny pulses up and down, pressing the heels into the foot bar, just moving the carriage a few inches, really firing up the glutes, the hamstrings, the inner thighs. Taking big breaths, exhaling, 3 more. Extend all the way out, exhale. Inhale, bring it all the way in, close the carriage. Now we're going to move to the balls of the feet. So heels will be lifted but together, toes are turned out and separated, knees are wide. Big breath in, exhale, extend the legs straight, zip the inner thighs together, inhale, bring the carriage all the way home. So for those of you who have done ballet, you'll know there's a ton of emphasis on inner thighs, nice long extension. We're going to do a lot of that in class today. So every time you extend and push the carriage out, inner thighs squeeze, legs are pulled nice and long. And you can take this turnout to your range of comfort. If you've done a lot of dance before, you're welcome to take it quite turned out. If you're more new to external rotation, think about keeping it in more of a 45-degree turnout as opposed to really wide. You really want to take it easy on your hip joint here. So just 1 more. And we're going to bring it back to that halfway closed position. Tiny pulses up and down, just moving the carriage a few inches. We go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big breath in, extend it long. Exhale, bring it all the way in. Now we're going to bring the heels to the outer corners of the foot bar like we're in a nice wide second position. Feet will be flexed so your pinky toes are reaching for your nose. Deep breath in, exhale, press the carriage away. Inhale, bring it in slowly with control. So find a full long stretch of the legs as you extend out. Think about pulling the kneecaps up on your leg. And bring it back in. And if this spring load is a little light for you, you're welcome to add a blue spring or a light spring on. That will give you a little bit more to work with. Sometimes when we're in the second position, that can feel a little bit lighter. Good, 3 more here. Last 2. And extend, you guessed it, we're going to bring it halfway home. Find those tiny pulses up and down. Just really small movement here is all you need. Good, we're going to go for 5, a little slower, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big breath in, exhale, extend it long. Inhale, bring it in slowly with control. Now we're going to move to the balls of the feet. Still in that wide second position, external rotation. Balls of the feet on the foot bar, heels lifted. Big breath in, exhale, we're going to extend it out long. Really find that long extension. Inhale, bring it in slowly with control. Very nice. If you find that your feet or your heels are cramping for this one, you're welcome to bring the heels down to the foot bar. That's fine too. But so much of what we do in ballet class is in that beautiful releve with the heels lifted. So let's try to get a little bit of that work in here too. Good. We've got 4 more. 3. Last 2. And 1, you know what we're doing, bringing it halfway home, tiny pulses up and down. You've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big breath in, exhale, extend it long. We're going to go into a prance variation. So you're going to bend one leg, press the opposite heel under the foot bar, extend them long, and go for the other side. So one leg bends, the other extends. The straight leg each time is getting that heel pressed right under the foot bar. So it's both working the the opposite leg and stretching out the calf of that straight leg. Good. Let's give a double pulse on that straight leg. 1, 2, extend. 1, 2, extend. Pulse, pulse, stretch. Pulse, pulse, stretch. 2 more each side. Pulse, pulse, stretch. Last set. And last time. Big breath in, exhale. Lift the heels, bend the knees. Keep the heels high as you bring it all the way home. And close the carriage. Bring your knees into your chest. Just rock your hips side to side for 1 second. We're going to continue on with this sort of modified ballet footwork, and we're going to move into single leg variations. So your options for this are 2 red springs or 2 heavy springs, or 1 red, 1 blue, whatever works best for you. The 2 reds or 2 heavy will be a little more challenging. All right, so coming back to lying on the machine, we're going to begin in what would be more of a first position. So balls at the feet on the foot bar, heels are lifted. We're going to begin with just kind of a gentle Développés, which are a classic ballet exercise. So we're going to begin extending the right foot or right leg over the foot bar. And what we're going to do is we're going to keep that left heel lifted. As we straighten out the left leg, we're going to bring the right foot to coupe, right by the ankle. Bring it up to passe, so the toe touches the knee, and then extend it up to the ceiling. Beautiful. As you bend that supporting leg, you're going to exactly extend the right leg over the foot bar. So as we stretch the left leg, the right leg is drawing up the leg all the way up to 90 degrees and back over the foot bar. Let's go for another 5. And each time you get that 90-degree extension, I'd like for you to pause just for a second, find that full stretch before you come back down. Everything in ballet is about finding that moment of stretch and extension and the ta-da, as we used to say. Very nice. You've got 2 more. You can almost think about drawing that toe, so it's actually touching the ankle, drawing all the way up the calf, touching the knee before you extend. Once you've gone through your last rep, we're going to pause at the bottom, and now we're going to reverse. So that leg comes up to 90 as the supporting leg extends. Bring it to passe, toe to knee. Draw it down the leg as you bend that supporting leg all the way over the foot bar. Beautiful. Good. So we want to find that moment of both legs at their full stretch. Toe to knee. Good. Actually make contact between the toe and the knee. Yep, you're still in that external rotation, so everything in ballet is in that beautiful turnout. We're going for the same kind of concept for this reformer class. Good. I think we've got 2 more. And 1. Very nice. Now we're going to switch sides. So bring that foot down to the foot bar. Left leg extends over the foot bar now. Heel on the right foot is lifted. Again, if this is creating cramps on your foot, you could bring the heel down. We're going to point that left foot, draw the leg in your développé, toe to coupe, now to knee, extend up to 90 degrees. Bring that leg over the foot bar, still in your nice turned out position. Hip bones are nice and heavy on the mat, pelvis super stable. Making contact, toe to ankle, toe to knee, extend it up. Very good. Should have about 4 more. 3, abs supporting you, of course, always. Think about that corset building in your lower abdominals. Good. And last one. Good. And now we're going to reverse. Leg goes up to 90, toe to knee, scoot it down to the ankle, extend it over the foot bar. Good. Look at the ropes out of your way. Sometimes this happens. Good. 3 more. Think about that left hip being just as heavy on the bed as the right hip. Make sure you're not rocking side to side. And last one. Nice work. Bring the calves to the foot bar just for a second. We're going to take a quick roll out so you can rock the calves side to side. Just give yourself a little calf massage. We've been doing so much with resistance and releve. It can really be a lot of work on the calves and all the way along the leg here. And we're going to get ready to move on. All right, so moving into Fondu, which means to melt, what we're going to do here is we're going to start in that first position. You can begin preferably with the toes on the foot bar and the heels raised, but if your feet are cramping up, which Rebecca just told me hers are. We have other options. So if you are up for releve with toes on the foot bars, toes on the foot bar, heels raised, you can do that. Otherwise, place the heels on the foot bar in that external rotation. So it's a flat foot. Rebecca's going to take her right foot, bring the toe to the ankle, and what she's going to do is instead of a full point where the toes are going down, she's going to relax the toes while extending through the top of the foot. Good options if your feet are giving out on you. So here we're going to begin with both legs bent and extend both legs and bring that right leg up to 90 degrees. Exactly. Bend both knees, bring the toe or the foot back down to the ankle. So as in Développé, you're not drawing the leg up to the knee before you extend. You're just having the toe meet at the ankle and then you're extending up and out. Both legs stretch at the same time. So you want both legs to bend fully at the same moment, both legs to stretch fully at the same moment. Good. How's that feeling? A little better on the feet?
Much better, yeah.
Great. Good. We should have about 2 or 3 more to get us to 8. Good. Last one. And bring it all the way in. Now we're going to go for the other side. So anchor your heel or the toe or the ball of the foot on the right side to the foot bar. Now we're going to take the left leg, bring it to coupe, extend up to 90, bend both knees, melt it down to coupe, toe or arch to the opposite ankle. Good. So remember thinking about both legs stretching straight at the same time, both legs bending to their fullest at the bottom. Very nice. I don't know if anybody else grew up in the 80s and still got like the literal Fondu influence of their parents being weirdos in the 70s.
Set.
Oh yes, I always used to think about the melting cheese when I did this one in class. I think we have 2 more. And again, if you want to stay with that full point, nice extension through the top of the foot, go for it. Melt the legs down, bring it back in, close the stopper when you're ready. It's okay.
1 more.
And let's roll out the feet a little bit. I'm sure everybody's arches are feeling it right now. So place the feet flat on the foot bar, and just like Rebecca's doing, you can rock the feet side to side. Just really give yourself a nice massage through the arches of the feet. Use the pressure of your legs to really roll out the muscles here.
I like to dig into the corner.
That's a great tip. Yeah, digging into the corner to really get into the spots that feel bonkers for you is a really good one. All right, when you're ready, Rebecca is on a red and a blue. If you have 2 reds or another configuration, please get onto 1 red and 1 blue, unless you need more resistance. So we're going to grab the straps into the hands, just do a little bit of core work, since that is very important in ballet, although it's not a part of ballet bar necessarily. We're going to bring the legs up to tabletop, so knees will be right over your hips. Inner thighs squeeze together, shins parallel to the ceiling. We're going to begin just pressing the palms down and curling up the head, neck, and chest. Good. If you need to move a little bit away from the shoulder blocks to give yourself more room, feel free to do that. Just make sure you find that nice organized tabletop before you do. And you want to curl up to your highest comfortable position, with the optimal point being where the very bottom tips of your shoulder blades are touching the mat. If you're not quite there yet, do what you can. And if the curl is making your head or neck uncomfortable, you can keep the head down until you build up the endurance in your neck muscles. You want to think about holding a tangerine or a clementine or something in between your chin and your chest. If you can do a little more height, I like to see that. Very good. 1 more and rest. Next time we curl up, what we're going to do is hold it, and we're going to go for bicycles. So taking a really balletic extension, we're going to reach 1 leg forward over the foot bar, and we're going to draw circles with those legs like we're drawing a bike. So your palms are hovered just an inch or 2 above the mat, or up to 5 centimeters. And Rebecca's doing a beautiful job of reaching up, exaggerating that arc. And your toes or heels should almost touch that foot bar as you're drawing the legs back in. Good. We're going to go for 2 more and then reverse. Last set. Sorry, that wasn't explicit. Good. Now you're going to reach down, out, up, and around. Good. Really try to brush that foot bar as you extend the leg. Really nice. If your neck is bothering you, you're getting a headache, you can rest the head. Otherwise, keep it lifted so you can get all that ab work. Good. Last set. Knees in, back to tabletop, roll it down, rest the feet on the foot bar, rock the knees side to side really quickly, and we're going to reset. All right, so next I switched Rebecca onto one red spring or one heavy spring only. We're going to release the straps and move into some arm work. We're going to start with some more basic Pilates, foundational 2-arm stuff, and then we'll move into some more ballet inspired work. So coming to kneel on the reformer, facing forward, we're going to sit on your feet. So your toes are going to be curled under, your heels will be up against the shoulder blocks. You're going to reach behind you, find those straps, and place them into the palms of the hands. So ribs are down, you're going to roll your shoulders back really wide, like you've got this nice, beautiful ballet open posture. Your hands are going to skim your hips, and you're going to extend your arms up to shoulder height. Really nice, and lower back down. So control on the way up, control on the way down. I'll move over so you can see me. Good, and if this is feeling very doable, you want to get a little bit more lower body work, you're welcome to lift your hips off of your heels. Good. And bring it back down. So you're trying to get your hips over your knees every time you extend. Really nice. So you should be feeling biceps, shoulders, glutes, hamstrings. And you don't necessarily need the hands to come behind the hips. They can stop right at the side of the hips here. Good. And next time you extend up, you're going to pause with the arms there, with the hands right at shoulder height. You're going to draw small circles, just about the size of a salad plate. We're going to go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. You've got 8, 7, keeping the collarbone wide, about like you're on stage greeting your audience. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your butt down to your heels. Arms can relax down by your sides. Now just for a little bit of triceps, not because it's particularly ballet driven, but because, I don't know, ballerinas always have like those little cut triceps. We're going to bring your fingers together. So your pointer fingers are together, your thumbs are together. Hinge your body forward. You're going to shave your head. So this triangle is going to come right to the back of the crown of your head. You're going to keep that hinge and extend the arms up. Every time you bend the elbows, you're going to think about your hands or actually brush the back of your head. Good. If you need a little more triceps, you can hinge further forward. So bend a little bit more at the hips. Very nice. Good. And if this spring feels crazy to you, you can knock it down to a blue or a light spring. Let's go for 3. Good. Really good control. Shoulders should be relaxed away from your ears. Make sure they're not hiking up. You should be tucking your shoulder blades into the opposite back pocket. Last one. Good, really nice work. All right, next we're going to hug a tree, which is really similar to your first position in ballet. So we're going to either keep the butt down on the heels, or you can come to that raised position, both straps in hands. You're going to bring your fingertips together like you're holding a really round beach ball. And something I'd really like for you to think about is your shoulders should be slightly higher than your elbow, which should be slightly higher than your wrist. So you want to think about those elbows lifting up like someone's pushing them up. We're going to open the arms wide. Big breath in, exhale, squeeze the fingertips together. You should be feeling lots of shoulder, chest. And Rebecca's doing a great job of this, but the elbows aren't going behind the body. We're not bringing them all the way back. We're keeping everything directly to the side of the shoulder or in front. Good. Check in with your elbows. Make sure you're not getting chicken wings. Nice lifted elbows. Good. We're going to go for 3 more. Last 2. And 1. Very nice work. Close the carriage. We're going to get rid of those straps. All right, so I switched Rebecca onto one yellow spring. Now we're going to move into unilateral arm work. It's also going to challenge our abs and is a real ballet flavor. So turn to the right if you would. Rebecca's going to face camera. You're going to come to standing on your knees with some space in between your legs and the shoulder blocks. So you probably want about a foot or so. Rebecca's, or a third of a meter. You're going to grab the strap into your right hand. You're going to find that nice ballet position, shoulder slightly higher than elbow, slightly higher than wrist. You're going to squeeze, bring the fingertips together in front of you like you're hugging that tree or a big beach ball. Open wide so the elbows still stay in front of the body or slightly to the side. Good. So what you're finding here, I'm sure, is you are working your arm, of course, working your arms, but you're also challenging your abs, mainly the obliques here, by creating this resistance on one side that's trying to pull you to the side as you're closing the fingertips together. We're going to go for 3 more. 2. And 1. Open wide. Now what we're going to do is we close the fingertips. We're going to take a bend laterally to the left. Yep. Bring it back and open. So the fingertips still close in front of the chest, but as they close, you're bending over your body to the left. And try to keep the collarbone wide and facing forward. You're not twisting at all. Good. So this is still going to stay open. You're just thinking about bending straight to the side as this goes over. Right shoulder back a little bit. Good. Let's go for 4. Last 3. 2. And 1. Good. Last variation in this position, we're going to close the fingertips, twist to the left. Pause here, take another tiny twist, pulse, back to center, open the arms. So really getting the obliques here. Fingertips together, twist to the left, tiny pulse, driving this from the obliques, and open. Let's go for 3 more. Fingertips closed, twist to the left, tiny pulse, arms and torso move, and back open. Last 1, fingertips close, twist, making sure you're not leaning the whole torso back. Good, very nice. Now, the pièce de la résistance. We're going to flip the palms over so your palms are facing up. We're going to go for a nice 5th position. So arms come up, overhead. We're getting a little cut off, but just as you see me here, we're going to hold the fingers together over the head or over the face, making sure the arms aren't back behind the head. They're where you can see them in view, and making sure you're not letting that right shoulder rise. You want to think about right shoulder and left shoulder being at the same height. Really nice. Getting a lot of work through that right bicep here. Good. Last 2. This one really starts to suck. And last 1. My laugh was a little too gleeful there, I'm sorry. The torturer. All right, we are done on this side. All right, release that strap. We're going to rotate to the other side and make sure you've got that space between your knees and the shoulder blocks. You're going to grab that strap in your left hand now. Arms are going to be wide. Find that nice 2nd position. Shoulder, elbow, wrist. Draw the fingertips together. Let me get my face away from this rope and open to the side. Making sure your rib cage is oriented down. You're not flaring the ribs up. Really keeping a nice, long, organized line here so your abs have a chance to support you. Your fingertips could go a little higher.
Fingertips higher?
Yeah, there you go. Not as high as I had it. We're in front of your sternum. Good, we've got 4 more. Good, and bring your chest just slightly forward. There you go. And last one. We're going to open the arms wide. Next time we bring the fingertips together, you're going to twist over to your right side, back up, open wide. So we're getting some lateral work through the abdominals, still getting work through the fingers. Good. Hands can come a little bit higher, Rebecca. Good. Let's go for 3. Find a little more range in that side bend if you can. Good. And as you do that bend, you might want to think about putting a little more pressure into that left knee as you bend to the right to help stabilize you. Hands a little higher. Very nice. Arms open wide. Next time we close the fingertips, we're going to twist to the right, Pulse it. Oh, we got a rope situation. Let's fix it. All right, fingertips together, twist to the right, tiny pulse, and open. So as you twist, you're not just bringing the arms to the side. We want the fingertips to stay in front of the sternum, and you're driving that twist through the abdominals. It almost like squeezes the wind out of me even as I do it sitting here. So you want to get that same sense of like wringing a towel rather than just letting the arms go out to the side. Good. Are you feeling that in your abs?
Yes.
Good. Bring the chest forward so you're not bending back. Good. Very nice. If you feel like you're starting to drift back, just think about hips stacked on top of the knees, shoulders right on top of the hips. That will help give you that nice long alignment. Okay, we've got about 2 more. Rib cage down. And last one. Very beautiful. All right, open the arms wide, flip the palms up to face the ceiling, ribs down, bring the chest forward just a little bit, up to your 5th position, and all the way down. We're having that rope situation today. All right, try again. And all the way down. There may be a desire to pop that rib cage up as you bring the arms up. I really encourage you to think about ribs heavy and down. And I know we're getting cut off in the video, but if you can't see Rebecca's arms, we're hitting this nice open 5th with the fingertips in your peripheral vision up at the top. And palms flipped up is really important, so we make sure we're hitting our biceps here. Good, we should have about 3 more. Gaze should be in front of you, not down, not up. So you have a nice length through the back of the leg, or back of the neck, finding nice open posture. I think that's all. All right, let's get rid of that strap. And we're going to finish up with a little bit of what we would call Petit Allegro in ballet class. So jump board is necessary for this next piece. We're going to pause, get the board together. We're going to get into some final little jumps before we end class. Okay, we're going to move into tiny jumps with the jump board. So we've installed that here. We've added 2 red springs just to give us a sense of like real gravity in our jumps like you would get in ballet class. You can nail that, nail that down. You can bring that down to a red and a blue or a red and a yellow if you need a little less. So we're going to start in first position or Pilates V, heels together, toes apart, bend the knees in just to start. What we're going to do is we're going to jump, extend the legs, keep them zipped together, and land right back in that first. You can go for a quick succession, pointing the feet nice and long, extending the legs. You're going to see this is a very brisk jump, and there's a lot of work happening through the calves, hamstrings, and quads. So we're really thinking and focusing on the legs staying zipped together and the heels staying together as we jump. We're going to go for 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Quick and not so easy. We're going to open up to almost second position. So bringing the toes to the outer edge, heels apart, still in that rotation. We're going to extend. Now the legs are going to stay separated as we jump. Bring it back down, landing in that second position. So turn out, knees, hips, toes rotated to the side. Nice long extension, super straight leg as we jump. Good, I can see this is working your muscles. We're going to go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it all the way back in. We're not going to live here. So we flipped to 1 red, 1 blue because this is getting a little intense. So we're going to stay in that second position, and now we're going to jump, land with the feet together, jump, land with the feet separated. If you're good on 2 reds, stay on 2 reds or whatever spring load you're on. Good. So when we jump, bring the feet together, jump, bring the feet apart. We're thinking about zipping the legs together when they join and staying in that nice round turnout. We're going to go for 5. This is short but fiery. 4, jump, and 3, jump. Last 2, and open, jump 1, and back to second. Bring your feet to the top of the jump board. Separate them wide to the outer corners. Just rock your knees side to side. Give yourself a little stretch. We're going to finish up last thing before we stretch with a little changement. So this is going to be in more of a 5th position. If your turnout is not great, you can make it in 3rd, which is where the heel is in front of the ankle. Otherwise, you want the heel by the opposite toe. We're going to bend the knees, bring it in, and what we're going to do is we're going to jump, change the opposite foot on top, and land. Jump, switch the other foot on top, and land. If you need a little more time in the air, you can take off a light spring here. So we're really just focused on switching the position of the feet before we bend and land. It's going to be really quick. And you want to think about the switch happening up at the inner thigh. So it's not a movement of the feet. You're really thinking about just reorganizing the legs. Good. And if you want to take additional beats, so you're adding another change, feel free to do that, but that's more of an advanced move, so don't stress if you're not there today. Good. See how many you can get while you're in the air. Ah! Good, let's just go for 3 and 2 and 1. You're done. Bring it all the way in. Very nice. Okay, hug those knees into your chest. Take a break. Man, Petit Allegro in class, I would always feel like this is nonsense. It's 2.5 minutes long and I feel like I'm going to die. So hopefully you don't feel like you're going to die, but hopefully you felt like it worked. When you're ready, you're going to roll up to sitting. We're just going to go for a nice balletic mermaid stretch. So Rebecca is going to flip onto 1 red spring or 1 heavy spring only. Rotate to the right. What we're going to do is we're going to come to a kind of a Z sit. So your left leg is going to be in front. Your right shin is going to be up against the shoulder blocks. Yeah, I started that one off wrong. My bad. And your top arm is going to be just on the top of the jump board right now. And you're going to have your right arm down by the side. What we're going to do is take a big breath in, exhale, press away from that foot bar, from the jump board, send that right arm up and over, thinking about that right shoulder being really heavy. Big breath in, exhale, bring it all the way up, sit up nice and tall. Good. That right hip is staying really heavy as you reach up and over, flip the palm to face the floor, and back up. Good. One more time in this position, reach up and over, nice long extension through the fingers, right hip stays heavy down, and reach up and over. Now we're going to try something a little bit different. So as you reach up and over, you're going to let that right hip lift up, and you're going to turn to face your chest down to the floor. Both hands go onto that jump board, and you can bend and extend those elbows, letting them go wide and extending long. That right hip again can peel up and release. That's totally fine. You should get a nice stretch through the back and a little bit of release through the arms. Let's just take 2 more. Rotate that right shoulder a little bit further down. Good. And draw the ears back a little bit so you're not dipping the head down. All right. Bring it back in. Lift that right arm up. Good. Draw the arm up and over, coming back to sitting, and we're going to go for the other side. So right leg is in front of you, left leg is up against the shoulder blocks in that Z sit. Good. Right hand is on the jump board, pretty close to the center. You're going to keep that left hip anchored down. Reach up and over with that left arm. Making sure the collarbone is staying open to the front. You're not twisting yet. Good. Big breath in, exhale, reach up and over. This is one of my favorites. Good. Big breath in. Making sure that left shoulder is staying down in its pocket. Good. Big breath in, exhale. Making sure your palm flips to face the floor as you reach over. Right hip is staying super heavy. Good. Back up. Good. Now we're going to let that hip relax and we're going to rotate as we turn. So lift up and over. Rotate that chest to face the floor. Both hands can be flat on the jump board or on top. Draw your ears back a little bit. You can bend and extend the elbows. Good. Tucking the chin. That's right. Good. If you can, rotate just a little more through the torso. 2 more. Last one. Place that right hand back on the center. Good. Rotate the torso back. Reach up and over, bringing that hip back down to the mat. And very nice. Let's come to facing forward. Sit however is comfortable, cross-legged, whatever you like. We're going to stack our rib cage on top of our hips, shoulders on top of ribs, open nice and wide. We're just going to draw the arms up and over. Big breath in, exhale, draw the eyes up, open the arms up. Good. One more time. Gather your hands in front of you. Big breath in, exhale, up and open. Let's close your eyes. Roll the shoulders back, finding nice open posture. Deep breath in, exhale, roll the shoulders back one more time. Good. Sit up 1 inch taller. Big breath in, exhale. Stay just as tall as you release, and you are all done. Thank you so much for working so hard with us today. Hope you like this video. Give it a thumbs up if you would, and subscribe. It really helps us out. We're trying to do videos weekly, so we'd love to see you again. And P.S. comment if your feet were also dying in this video. Rebecca wants to know.
Yeah, I want to know I'm not the only one.
Bye.